My name is Kenneth King, and I'm here to tell you why S&S Technical is the #1 source for fluid transfer and metering systems in the oil and gas industry. There's been a recent boom in oil and gas exploration in the United States as a result of the development of hydraulic fracturing. As a result, there's high demand for pump and metering systems to measure the fluid. In the oil and gas industry, there's three areas. There's upstream, midstream, and downstream. Upstream are the drillers, the ones who extract the product from the well. Midstream, who take the product from the well down to the refineries. The refineries are the downstream, who then refine the product and take the product to market. Between each of these areas of the oil and gas industry, a system that measures that fluid is required. Basically a customized pump and meter system that will transfer the product, say, from a tanker truck from the oil well into a rail car, which is then taken in the rail car down to the refinery, which then goes into a storage tank. Between each of those stages, from the truck to the rail car or the rail car to the storage tank, a metering system, a transfer system is needed. It's typically called a pump skid. Each one of these systems require precise measurement of the fluid transfer, and they need to comply with codes and safety requirements established by the state or federal government. There's numerous parameters that are involved in the design of one of these systems. The fluid type, the fluid viscosity, the volatility, the corrosiveness of the fluid, the flow rate, the meter accuracy required, the pump required, the specifications of the pump, and the level of automation needed. Sometimes it's just a trucker comes and gets out of his truck, hooks up his hoses to the system, and hits a button that turns on the pump, and the system goes, and when the truck's empty, the system shuts down automatically. Other systems are more manual and are operated by trained operators who know when and how and where to open certain valves and measure the flow, but pretty much all of the systems will print out a receipt that records how much fluid changed hands, and a bank transaction is based on that transfer of fluid. However many 100 gallons or thousands of gallons were transferred, there's a bank transaction based on that transfer. So the systems have to be accurate, and they're also certified by Weights and Measures, a part of the a government department that basically certifies the accuracy of that transaction. So often a customer knows what they want to do. They need to move the product from point A to point B, maybe a truck to a rail car. They don't know the exact intricacies of how to go about doing that. So that's where an engineering firm comes into play, and will design the system, size the pumps, size the flow meters and the piping so that it meets the requirements of the customer. Once the system's designed, it needs to be fabricated. It needs to be built, assembled, wired, and tested. Customer often needs this system in a relatively short amount of time. They need to start measuring that fluid and getting that oil or gas to market. And also, they want high quality. They want this system to be reliable. They want it to last because they're spending a lot of money on the skid. So, and often these systems are customized. There's not a cookie cutter, one size fits all. The oil and gas is different all over the country, and there's different types of gas: hexane, butane, propane. All require certain different configurations of the system. So there's many fab shops that can build a system by going off of engineering blueprints. But if it's not happening under the same roof, there's a disconnect. If the engineering firm designs the skid and then a fab shop tries to build the skid, there's miscommunications is what happens. And the engineering firm can't oversee the codes that the system is supposed to be built to, that they're adhered to. They can't ensure that no shortcuts are being taken. And then there's scheduling delays as a result of this. And then the system needs to be tested, and often the fabrication shop won't have the wherewithal or the know-how to fully test the system. The reason you should choose S&S Technical in the design and fabrication of one of these systems is because that's what we do. We do it all under one roof. We're a one-stop shop. We do design, engineering, fabrication, welding, electrical, and testing all in the same shop. It allows us to keep strict controls on the quality and every aspect of the design and all the way through shipping the skid out the door. We can assure that our welding is done per ASME B31.3 code with the exact amount of x-rays required per that specification. Our skids are always robust and rigid skid frame design, often steel frame. The paint system we use is always powder coating as standard, which is one of the most durable paint coatings available. All our electrical work is performed by certified electricians. And testing can be performed in our shop. Full simulation of the system can be carried out at our shop. We'll simulate the flow from one tank to another tank and ensure that the flow rate and the performance of the system meets the customer's expectations. We have a strong dedication to quality. We've had a quality program that we've been developing for years, and all our systems are designed and built to last. We offer field support for all of our products, all of our systems that we build, from installation to troubleshooting, documentation. And if you need to talk to someone, you can get someone on the phone right away. If you need to speak to an engineer or whoever you need to talk to if you have a question about the skid, we're a short phone call away. We're not such a big company where it's hard to, maybe you get a voicemail or something, you get an email 3 or 4 days later. You can get someone on the phone as soon as you call. If you can't get the person you want to talk to, you'll talk to someone else who will then transfer you to them. We'll get in touch with you. We also offer we have an on-time delivery guarantee. We have a top-notch project management system, and we meet daily to discuss scheduling and assess the lead times of major components. Basically, if a lot of these systems have valves and pumps and flow meters that have long lead times from the manufacturers. And often it's the customer who specifies what type of flow meter or what instrumentation they want on the skid, along with our recommendations, but often they're not just straight off of the shelf. So we ensure that our fabrication of the piping and the frame gets underway while those components are on order. That way, once they come in-house, it's simply assembling it and we can get the system out the door in a reasonable amount of time. On top of that, we have very competitive pricing. Since everything happens under one roof, it's all under our control, we can keep our quality very high while keeping the systems affordable. In the oil and gas industry, safety, reliability, and efficiency are all of paramount importance. Shortcuts, quick fixes, temporary solutions aren't an option. Many of the largest players in the industry have paid dearly as a result of cost-cutting measures and negligence, and often it's not even of their own doing, but rather it's a third party or a vendor that provided them with an inferior product. At S&S Technical, we work to establish long-term relationships with our customers, and we stand behind every one of our products and pieces of equipment that we produce. Each system is designed with the strictest quality standards, and customer safety and satisfaction is guaranteed.